Before the beast, before the howling and the ruin, she was simply Amelia, a quiet, devout woman raised in the shadow of the healing church. Her family had served the church for generations, and from childhood she was taught that faith was not a choice but a duty. She grew up among hymns and incense, surrounded by towering statues of saints whose stone eyes watched her every step. While other children played in the streets of Yharnam, Amelia memorized prayers and scriptures, believing that devotion could mend the world's suffering. She was gentle, almost fragile in temperament. Those who knew her spoke of a softness in her voice, a kindness that felt out of place in a city drowning in blood and ambition. She believed the church's mission was pure, that the sacred blood was a blessing meant to heal, not harm. Her sincerity set her apart from the more ambitious clergy, and in time she rose through the ranks not through power but through unwavering belief. When the old vicar passed, Amelia was chosen to inherit the mantle. She accepted it with trembling hands, overwhelmed by the weight of responsibility. The gold pendant she received, a relic passed down through generations of vicars, became her constant companion. She clutched it during sermons, during sleepless nights, during moments when doubt crept into her heart. It was said the pendant carried a prayer for guidance, and Amelia whispered it endlessly, hoping the words would steady her. But the church she inherited was already rotting from within. The blood they worshipped had begun to twist the clergy. Priests vanished behind locked doors, only to return with wild eyes and trembling hands. Rumors spread of transformations, of holy men who became beasts under the moon's pale gaze. Amelia heard the whispers, but she refused to believe them. She told herself that faith would protect her, that the church could not fall to the very thing it preached against. Yet fear settled in her bones. The nights grew longer. The howls outside the cathedral grew sharper, more desperate, and the blood, the sacred blood she had sworn to uphold, began to call to her in ways she could not understand. It promised strength, it promised clarity, it promised salvation. But beneath those promises lurked something ancient and hungry. Amelia prayed harder. She prayed until her knees bruised against the stone floor, until her voice cracked, until the candles burned down to molten stubs. She begged for guidance, for deliverance, for anything that might stop the creeping dread that coiled around her heart. But the church had no answers left. Its leaders were gone, its halls hollow, its faith corrupted. And so on the night the hunt began anew, Amelia retreated to the Grand Cathedral. She barred the doors behind her and knelt before the altar, clutching her pendant so tightly it cut into her palm. She whispered the old words, the same words spoken by every vicar before her, hoping they would shield her from the fate she feared. But the blood inside her had already begun to stir. It started as a tremor in her hands, then a burning in her veins, then a pressure beneath her skin, as if something vast and terrible was trying to break free. She gasped, choking on her own breath, her prayers dissolving into panicked cries. Her bones twisted, her limbs stretched, her voice broke into a ragged animal scream. The transformation was slow, agonizing, a cruel unraveling of everything she had been. Her robes tore as her body grew, fur bursting through her skin like wildfire. Her hands warped into claws, her spine arched, her face elongated into a snarling maw. Her humanity slipped away piece by piece, drowned beneath the tide of the beast within. And yet, even as the creature consumed her, one thing remained: her pendant, clutched in her monstrous hand, held with the same desperate reverence she had shown in life. Some say this small act, this refusal to let go, kept a fragment of Amelia's humanity alive. For when hunters encounter her in the cathedral, she does not attack immediately. She kneels, she prays, she clings to the last memory of who she once was, as if the words might hold the beast at bay. The candles flicker around her, casting long shadows across the ruined hall, and for a moment she seems almost peaceful, a broken echo of the woman she had been. But the blood always wins. When the hunter approaches, the fragile balance shatters. The beast rises, towering and furious, driven by instincts she can no longer control. Yet even in her rage there is tragedy, a sense that she is fighting not just the hunter, but the monster she has become. Her roars shake the cathedral, but beneath them lies something mournful, a grief too deep for words. And when she falls, the pendant slips from her grasp. Inside it lies a simple prayer, a plea for guidance, for strength, for deliverance. A prayer she repeated every night of her life, a prayer that went unanswered. Amelia was not a villain. She was a victim of the church she served, a woman who believed too deeply, hoped too fiercely, and paid the price for her faith.